Let's be so for real, bro. If you're doing everything you want to do in life, or you're working to become the person you want to be, and you're just being true and genuine to yourself, why the fuck are you gonna let somebody else judge you? So I'm just gonna focus, because I feel like as much as things are out of our control, I feel like nothing is really out of our control. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of things are out of our control, but I feel like nothing is really out of our control if we are consistent and put the time in. We can make things work out in a certain way. And maybe that's dumb of me to think like that. And I've really never thought like that. Like, usually I'm like, ego death, some things are out of our control. That's typically like where I'm at. But I think through consistency, we can actively make a change. And there are things that are out of our control. But if it's out of my control, it's going to be out of my mind, bro. I'll be completely honest. The weather, I don't give a damn about the weather, bro. If I got something to do, I'm gonna make it work, bro. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm too focused on consistency. But I think thinking about consistency is important. I think being consistent is important. Consistency. You feel me? Like, it's weird, bro. Balancing certain principles and ensuring to like meet them to the top standard is work. But if we're consistent with it, though. We'll get there. If we're consistent with it, we'll get there, bro. If I genuinely believe that I can achieve being consistent to like the max amount that I can, if I truly believe that I can like just cut my ego and just like do the things I gotta do, which I think will help with being consistent more and more, I think I can do it. And there's some other third thing that I completely lost. It was consistency. We talked about ego death. I really don't remember the last one. I feel like ego death and consistency are the ones I've been thinking about the most. Action, just taking action. If I cut my ego and I force myself to be consistent, with being consistent, I will just take action. Like, I feel like cutting fears and just doing stuff too is important. But I feel like if I cut my ego, it'll also cut fears. I think fears come from like ego and like having an idea of like things that you can and cannot do. And I don't think there is anything that we cannot do. I think we can do anything. As humans, on an individual level, on a like mass level, as humans, I think we can do anything. I think anyone can do anything. I think we can push past a lot of boundaries that we may have set for ourselves mentally. I think believing in yourself like that is also ego death. I think you have to cut that. I think you gotta cut that too. Cut the ego that potentially makes you belittle other people, get upset at people, and causes negative emotions, including fear. I think that's important. Ego death, consistency, action. Ego death, cutting fears, which is part of that. Consistency, action. I think that's the formula. That might be it. It might not be it. But I think genuinely, like, a lot of people who, in my head, that's what it would need to be. I feel like that's a path that's necessary to reach the heights that I'm aiming for. So I'm gonna do that. I trust myself. I ain't got no fear for that shit. Ego death. Consistency. I think that was everything I wanted to yap about. The fear analogy and understanding that cutting that is really important helped me. I think it cleared my head a little bit. And honestly, it's interesting to think about, because a lot of people say that you gotta not care what people think. And I feel like that's almost like a default thing that a lot of people do care about. People definitely care about what others think about them. But if you genuinely have that like ego death and cut it, and then you also don't like get upset or be mad at like how people react to you or judge you, because that's out of your control, unless you change how you act, which is within your control. It just depends on the action you take, which comes from consistency. Come back with me now. If you're doing things that aren't creating the person you want to create anyway, then why are you doing it? Like, if you're doing something that you like to do, right, and people are judging you for it, you're probably not gonna care, because you're doing what you want to do. You feel me? And so if it's bothering you, is that really what you want to do? Or are you just overthinking? And if you're overthinking, ego death. Fuck them niggas. Let's be so for real, bro. If you're doing everything you want to do in life, or you're working to become the person you want to be, and you're just being true and genuine to yourself, why the fuck are you gonna let somebody else judge you? I'm judging the fuck out of you though. But for real, I don't know, bro. There's been a lot of times where people have judged me. Actually, a whole lot of times. People judge me now. People probably judge my clips. People probably judge my videos. People probably hate my shit. People probably hate me. I do not give a fuck, bro. I do not give a fuck. Please keep hating me. Please keep hating me. And I hope it makes you feel better. And I hope it makes you feel fulfilled, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, I'm going to keep loving people. I'm going to keep trying to be the best person I can be. I'm still going to go live tomorrow. I'm still going to post a clip tomorrow. I'm still going to post a video tomorrow. Ego death, bro. Fuck it. It does not matter, bro. It does not matter. Genuinely. And I think that's something that takes a long time to try and like get there and like accept that, but I think it's important. And I support everybody in every path that they want to take. Positive. That was a good yap. That was a good one. I like that one. That one came from the heart. I felt that shit. We can't hate Steph. I know there's definitely people that don't like me. I was talking to someone the other day. No, I watched a TikTok about someone talking about other content creators, and it was framed as like exposing these content creators, but it was just a positive video. Someone was talking about how another creator was so nice that they thought that they would like fake that in real life and that they weren't actually that nice. And I think anyone that does not like me potentially feels like I have something to hide, potentially feels like I'm not who I say I am, and potentially feels like I don't stand by the things that I say. And you know what? That's valid, because honestly, bro, I would probably be skeptical too. Second, there are definitely times where I have fucked up or made mistakes in my life that does not like exactly in line with like the type of person that I've tried to build myself up to be and where I want to be. I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. I'm not a god. I've always said that. Dude, when I make mistakes or something goes wrong in my life, you can tell from how I am on stream. Like, you can tell, like, if I'm more frustrated, if I'm more emotional, if I'm upset. When I crashed out on stream, it's because something is going on, and typically it's either I've made a mistake myself that has hurt my soul and shit like that, or something's going on, and a mistake's about to happen. There's signs for this shit. In the moment, I might not see the stuff happening. In hindsight, I definitely do realize the signs. And so I take everything I learned from hindsight and I try to work forward and be like, okay, I want to be better. I definitely have made my own mistakes and shit like that. I'm very honest on stream because I like to be like that. I feel like being transparent is important. That's just me, which is why I will say the mistakes I've made on stream. I've talked about my cheating incidents on stream. I've talked about any problems I've had in school and things like that on stream. That comes from like story times and just like yapping. And I try my best whenever I talk about things or talk about things of other people. I am vague and I try not to say names because I feel like that's very, very important. I feel like being respectful of someone else's privacy, even though I want to be public about my things, is important. I don't mind the world just seeing me for what I am, straight down to my soul, because I feel like it makes it a lot easier for me to just be myself. And the people that will like me and see that, and the people that will hate me regardless. And so, like, at the end of the day, fuck it, why does it matter? For shit, I don't know. Not everybody's like that, but privacy is important. Shit, this shit turned into a confession booth. Nah, let me stop. Not really. I feel like I would say the things I say on stream, I say to people in real life. So it's just kind of like, I guess it's just me. I guess, hey, that's fire though. That's fire though. I might change that to my bio. It's just me.